Welcome back to Give 'em Truth Ministries. We are glad that you guys have chosen to come and hang out with us just for a little bit. I told y'all we would be back, and I'm going to do my best to be trying to put these out every week. If not every week, every 2 weeks for sure. But I have some good news today, and that is the whole point of this Give 'em Truth Ministries, is to present you guys some good news, because there's so much garbage going on out there in the world right now. And Trenton, I know there's people wondering, is there anything good taking place in the world right now? Because, we've got, with COVID going on and just all the junk that we've been seeing in the news lately I don't really watch the news, but I hear about some of the things going on around the world with the wars and the rumors of wars and the food shortages. And there's just a whole mess of things that's going on right now. And everybody is looking at the negative. And there's just a small group of people that are trying to look at the positive. And that's where me and Trenton are. We looking at the positive because we see God moving in the midst of all this chaos, because God is getting ready. You know what? God is already doing wonderful things right now. There's revival that is taking place. There's revival getting ready to take place. We actually have a revival coming up here in just about a week and a half. So we're getting ready for that. So today what I want to do is I want to deliver some good news and I wanted to bring Trenton in on this one. Like I said last time, he probably won't be on all of them, but I wanted to bring him in on this one because this directly involves him as well. So I wanted to get his perspective on it as well to let you guys know what's been going on. I know we've talked about what's been going on at our church, but this goes a little bit deeper, I think. And it has to do with these right here. See if I can bring that in a little bit so everybody can see it. This is one of the prayer cloths that we eventually will be sending out to somebody. This one is waiting for someone, I guess. But God has been moving in a wonderful way right now, and we've been sending these out to all kinds of people. This is one similar to what was sent to me whenever I was in the hospital. We anoint them and we pray over them, and it comes out of the book of Acts chapter 19 verse 12, and it says, "So that even handkerchiefs or aprons were brought from his body to the sick, and the diseases left them." So it's a point of contact. It's just for somebody to hold on to and to know that somebody's praying for them. But we also believe that there's healing whenever we pray over them, and then when people grab a hold of them and they touch them and they believe that God can heal them and believe that people's praying for them. We're seeing people healed of just various things, and also just life changes, right, Trenton?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to let Trenton talk for a minute because I kind of want to hear, I'm not going to really interview him, I guess, but I kind of want to hear his perspective on it before I give mine as well. But we have been sending these out. Actually, I'm going to let Trenton because Trenton, you're more in contact. Well, I guess you talk to Pam more about this because throughout the day and stuff like that, because she calls you and stuff. But there's a lady in our church that God has just been opening up doors for, and I'm gonna let Trenton kind of discuss that for a minute, and then we'll get back into this.
Wow, we've sent out hundreds of these things, just so you know, hundreds and hundreds all over the country, and we have sent to political leaders, we've sent to, and I'll let him talk about some of them if he wants to, but we've been sending them to people unexpectedly. We've been getting reports back on people being healed from cancer. We've gotten reports back of people being healed from COVID, people being delivered from drugs, just regular cigarette smoking, different things like that. So God's been up to big things. A lot of times, it just depends on what the need is. We have people come up to the church and they want us to give them a prayer cloth for whoever. And Pam has sent out a lot of them, and she's literally, by the end of this thing, she'll probably have sent something to leaders in every state. So, but God has been giving us favor, and He has been blessing, and we are excited to just be a part of what God's already doing through the revival and things that's been going on, and just to do our part to pray over them. But Pam calls me on a regular usually, and we talk, and she talks about how, who she's sending them to, and literally by the hundreds we're sending these out. We've sent them to local police departments, Cape Girardeau and Jackson, for those of you familiar with our area, the fire departments, any of those people that are in those positions, the state troopers locally here, Poplar Bluff, Jackson. She's gotten in touch with the lieutenant of both of those, and she's the one that asked for them, and I don't remember how many we sent to the state troopers. I think it was like 100. And then, you might have 50 and we'll go in one place, sometimes 250, whatever. And they just go, and then we just wait, and God just gives us the reports back. So it's nothing to do with magic. or anything like that. This is simply acts as a point of contact to where when you receive this, it gives you an opportunity to activate your faith and somewhere to put your hope, knowing that a church anointed this and they prayed over this for whatever particular need that you have is an encouragement, because what we got to do is we got to lift up people's hope, so that, because hope is what activates faith. And there is so much happening right now. Don't let anybody tell you nothing's going on right now. The heavens are quiet. None of that's happening right now. There's so much happening right now in the kingdom that I can't even keep up. I catch what I can. But so God has been doing big things, not just with us though, but worldwide. We got this revival coming up. We're excited. The speakers are excited. If you're in the Jackson area, want to come by, we will be right out here on the grass lot next to our church, which is 1225 Old Cape Road in Jackson, Missouri. And we've got 4 nights lined up so far. It's like Pastor Ed says, we'll see what God does. It may turn into more than 4 nights, but it will be an old-fashioned tent style revival, and we're looking forward to that. And we're calling it Cross Connection. That'll be October 20th through the 23rd, 6:30 nightly. We'd love to see you and meet you if you want to come by.
All right, guys. So, like he said, we've been sending these out to a lot. Not just, I'm talking a lot of people. Like, there's hundreds of these things. And when we say hundreds, we really mean, I think by the time all of these go out, we'll be getting probably over 500 at least by the time a lot of them get out that have. I know at one point we were at 3-something.
Oh, we're probably well beyond 500 by now.
Yeah, we may be getting close to
maybe
1,000.
getting close to
it's
1,000.
It really is hard to keep track. So, but what I wanted to do today was I wanted this to be an encouragement, because God is doing things, and it's not us. We're not bragging, we're not boasting. If we boast in the Lord, because God is the one doing all of this stuff. This is a ministry that got started just almost out of nowhere. Like, nobody's seen it coming. It was just like, oh, well, let's send a prayer cloth to him. And then it got, well, why don't we send prayer cloths here? Why don't we send them here? And the next thing you know, God opens up doors for Pam, and she's getting into like phone calls into places where you would just, like, if we'd call that, nobody would answer. And there's people picking up the phone and answering, and she's getting prayer cloths into even, and we're not going to go too much in depth, but I just want to say this, into the highest places in the government. The highest places in the government, these are going to. So wherever your mind just went, yes, that's where they're going. And there's going to be
Pentagon. I mean, let's just give a few examples.
I guess we can. Yeah, I didn't want to go too deep.
There's a lot of places they're going. So
they are going into on a local level. They're going into the sheriff's offices, police departments, fire departments. They're going in. Yes, we've got through to the Pentagon, and even into the office of in the White House, the office of the president. We're getting them into there. They've been going out to. They're going to be going out to Donald Trump and his staff, and just they're going everywhere, and they're reaching people. I believe we're even sending some to Florida to Governor DeSantis down there. We've got into the high, and we're here in Missouri. We've got into the highest levels of our government here in Missouri. All of those people are going to be getting prayer cloths, and it's because God is opening up doors. But guys, here's the key, and this is what I'm going to end on. I'm going to try to keep this at 10 minutes. And this is something that me and Trenton have always really talked about, and that's where Let's Talk started from, and that's kind of where this started from. It's all about because people rose up and said they wanted to do something. They were tired of sitting around watching nothing happen. And this is living proof, I guess you could call it. We're living proof. This whole thing is living proof that if you will stand up and do what God asks you to do, He will open up doors and do amazing things. This, guys, in and of itself is a cloth with a little staple in it with the church's names on it. That's all this is. But when you anoint it with oil and you pray over it and believe that God is going to do mighty things through it, God's going to move. So thank you guys so much for listening and checking out. I almost said Let's Talk, and checking out Give 'em Truth Ministries. We encourage you to like and share with as many people as you can. And if you're watching us, make sure that you head over to nextlevelfreedomchurch.com. You can download the app there. We have an app, and you can get all the latest shows for Let's Talk. You can get all the Unifieds, and you can get all the sermons, and there's lots of other cool stuff on there as well. So we encourage you to head over there and check that out. And hopefully, me and Trenton still have to do some talking. Hopefully this show will be on there as well, because we're tossing around some things, and I've been praying about some things. So thank you guys for checking us out, and we will see you next time.
God bless.